Second Ode.
O Eros, the conqueror in every fight, Eros who squanders all men's wealth, who sleeps at night on girls' soft cheeks, and roams across the ocean seas, and through the shepherd's hut no immortal god escapes from you, nor any man who lives but for a day, and the one whom you possess goes mad. Even in good men you twist their minds, perverting them to their own ruin. You provoke these men to family strife, the bride's desire seen glittering in her eyes, that conquers everything, its power enthroned beside eternal laws. For there the goddess Aphrodite works her will, whose ways are irresistible.
Antigone enters from the palace with attendants who are taking her away to her execution.
When I look at her, I forget my place. I lose restraint and can't hold back my tears. Antigone going to her bridal room, where all are laid to rest in death.
Kamos. Look at me, my native citizens, as I go on my final journey, as I gaze upon the sunlight one last time, which I'll never see again. For Hades, who brings all people to their final sleep, leads me on, while I'm still living, down to the shores of Acheron. I've not yet had my bridal chant, nor has any wedding song been sung, for my marriage is to Acheron.
Surely you carry fame with you and praise as you move to the deep home of the dead. You were not stricken by lethal disease, or paid your wages with a sword. No, you were in charge of your own fate. So of all living human beings, you alone make your way down to Hades, still alive.
I've heard about a guest of ours, daughter of Tantalus, from Phrygia. She went to an excruciating death in Sipylus, right on the mountain peak. The stone there, just like clinging ivy, wore her down, and now, so people say, the snow and rain never leave her there, as she laments. Below her weeping eyes her neck is wet with tears. God brings me to a final rest which most resembles hers.
But Niobe was a goddess born divine, and we are human beings, a race which dies. But still, it's a fine thing for a woman, once she's dead, to have it said she shared, in life and death, the fate of demigods.
Oh, you are mocking me! Why me, by our fathers' gods? Why do you all, my own city and the richest men of Thebes, insult me now right to my face, without waiting for my death? Well, at least I have Dirce Springs, the holy grounds of Thebes, a city full of splendid chariots, to witness how no friends lament for me, as I move on. You see the laws which lead me to my rock-bound prison, a tomb made just for me. Alas, in my wretchedness I have no home, not with human beings or corpses, not with the living or the dead.
You pushed your daring to the limit, my child, and tripped against justice's high altar. Perhaps your agonies are paying back, some compensation for your father.
Now there you touch on my most painful thought, my father's destiny, always on my mind. Along with that whole fate which sticks to us, the splendid house of Labdacos, the curse arising from a mother's marriage bed when she had sex with her own son, my father. From what kind of parents was I born, their wretched daughter? I go to them, unmarried and accursed, an outcast. Alas, too, for my brother Polynices, who made a fatal marriage and then died, and with that death killed me while still alive.
To be piously devout shows reverence, but powerful men who in their persons incorporate authority cannot bear anyone to break their rules. Hence, you die because of your own selfish will.
Without lament, without a friend, and with no marriage song, I'm being led in this miserable state along my final road. So wretched that I no longer have the right to look upon the sun, that sacred eye. But my fate prompts no tears and no friend mourns.
Don't you know that no one faced with death would ever stop the singing and the groans, if that would help? Take her and shut her up, as I have ordered, in her tomb's embrace. And get it done as quickly as you can. Then leave her there alone, all by herself. She can sort out whether she wants suicide or remains alive, buried in a place like that. As far as she's concerned, we bear no guilt. But she's lost her place living here with us.
Oh, my tomb and bridal chamber, my eternal hollow dwelling place, where I go to join my people. Most of them have perished. Persephone has welcomed them among the dead. I'm the last one, dying here the most evil death by far, as I move down before the time allotted for my life is done. But I go nourishing the vital hope my father will be pleased to see me come, and you too, my mother, will welcome me, as well as you, my own dear brother. When you died, with my own hands I washed you. I arranged your corpse, and at the grave mound poured out libations. But now, Polynices, this is my reward for covering your corpse. However, for wise people I was right to honor you. I'd never have done it for children of my own, not as their mother, nor for a dead husband lying in decay. No, not in defiance of the citizens. What law do I appeal to, claiming this? If my husband died, there'd be another one, and if I were to lose a child of mine, I'd have another with some other man. But since my father and my mother too are hidden away in Hades' house, I'll never have another living brother. That was the law I used to honor you. But Creon thought that I was in the wrong and acting recklessly for you, my brother. Now he seizes me by force and leads me here. No wedding and no bridal song, no share in married life or raising children. Instead, I go in sorrow to my grave, without my friends, to die while still alive. What holy justice have I violated? In my wretchedness, why should I still look up to the gods? Which one can I invoke to bring me help, when for my reverence they charge me with impiety? Well then, if this is something fine among the gods, I'll come to recognize that I've done wrong. But if these people here are being unjust, may they endure no greater punishment than the injustices they're doing to me.
The same storm blasts continue to attack the mind in this young girl.
Then those escorting her will be sorry they're so slow.
Alas then, those words mean death is very near at hand.
I won't encourage you or cheer you up by saying the sentence won't be carried out.
O city of my fathers in this land of Thebes and my ancestral gods, I am being led away. No more delaying for me. Look on me, you lords of Thebes, the last survivor of your royal house. See what I have to undergo, the kind of men who do this to me for paying reverence to true piety. Antigone is led away under escort. Fifth Ode.
In her brass-bound room fair Danae as well endured her separation from the heaven's light, a prisoner hidden in a chamber like a tomb, although she too came from a noble line. And she, my child, had in her care the liquid-streaming golden seed of Zeus. But the power of fate is full of mystery. There's no evading it, no, not with wealth, or war, or walls, or black sea-beaten ships. And the hot-tempered child of Dryas, king of the Edonians, was put in prison, closed up in the rocks by Dionysus, for his angry mocking of the god. There the dreadful flower of his rage slowly withered, and he came to know the god who in his frenzy he had mocked with his own tongue. For he had tried to hold in check women in that frenzy inspired by the god, the Bacchanalian fire. More than that, he'd made the muses angry, challenging the gods who love the flute. Beside the black rocks where the twin seas meet by Thracian Salmydessos at the Bosphorus, close to the place where Ares dwells, the war god witnessed the unholy wounds which blinded the two sons of Phineus, inflicted by his savage wife. The sightless holes cried out for someone to avenge those blows made with her sharpened comb in blood-stained hands. In their misery they wept, lamenting their wretched suffering, sons of a mother whose marriage had gone wrong. And yet she was an offspring of an ancient family, the race of Erechtheus, raised far away in caves surrounded by her father's winds. Boreas' child, a girl who raced with horses across steep hills, child of the gods. But she too, my child, suffered much from the immortal fates.